What's going on, T-shirt millionaires? I'm Charles Smith, the host of the T-shirt Millionaires live show, and I have a conversation that I want to have with you today. Basically, today I'm going to be talking about some core principles to really help you understand how to generate more revenue and more sales on your online store. All right, these are some principles that are extremely important. We're going to focus on getting new customers. We're going to focus on getting our current customers to buy more from us. At the same time, we're going to focus on getting our customers to buy more frequently. These are the three levers that we always can pull to get our customers to buy more from us. All right. Now, if you don't follow the T-shirt Millionaires YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Would love for you to be able to do that. So when I go live and when I give out this free game and drop gems, you're able to get it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and hit this quick video and this intro. And then right after that, we're going to go directly into talking about the 3 ways to grow your sales and your revenue for your T-shirt brand online. Let's get it. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get into it. And also big shout out to Abby. So today I'm wearing the CEO Tribe shirt. That's one thing I like about the unboxings, man. Y'all send me stuff and I get to wear it on the show. And God knows I could use it because I never buy anything for myself. So I appreciate it. I think that is dope. But with that being said, today I'm going to talk about the 3 ways to increase your revenue and your t-shirt sales online. So let's talk about it. The first way is getting new customers into the door. All right. The second way is getting our customers to buy from us in their current transaction. And then the third way is how do we get our customers to return and buy from us more frequently? Now, the first way, we call that customer acquisition, right? When we're bringing new business, where we're acquiring new customers, we're getting new people to buy from us, we call that customer acquisition. And let's break down what customer acquisition is, right? Because acquisition, if you break that down, that means to acquire, that means to buy. And what are we doing? How do we buy customers? Some people might be like, Charles, what do you mean? How are you going to buy a customer? Well, basically, you buy customers by marketing to that customer. All right. So a lot of the times when people spend money on marketing, basically what you're doing is acquiring customers, but a lot of the times, especially people who just start, they don't think of it that way. They think of, oh, I'm going to spend Facebook ads or Instagram ads or Snapchat or YouTube ads, right? We're going to do these different things, but they don't look at it as acquiring a customer. And what you have to understand is whenever you spend money on advertising, you can't just take the price of what you're selling and back out the product costs. What you need to also do is back out the ad spend that is going into acquiring that customer. Okay. So what you need to get an understanding, a good knowledge about is if I spend money in ads, what is my customer acquisition cost? A lot of the times, like if you watch Shark Tank, right? That's a perfect example of you watching like Shark Tank. And if you watch that, they'll ask the founder, what is your cost of acquisition? What is your customer acquisition cost? All right. And basically, at that point in time, it's how much we're spending in ads. Now, what we always want to figure out how to do is how can we decrease that cost as much as possible? We want to get that as low as possible. So if I can spend $10 over 10 or over $20 to get a customer to buy from me, so be it. I want to do that. If we want to spend $2 over $10 to get a customer to buy from us, all day, right? Because that adds to our profitability on that very first transaction. And the ways that we do that is basically making sure that our ads are on point, making sure that we're targeting the right audience, making sure that our pictures and our messaging, everything conveys the message of the brand. Also, not even on the ad side, because when we're running ads, there's 2 different sides that we have to pay attention to. One side is the advertising side on social media, but the other side is on the store. A lot of the times we forget about the store. Someone will go ahead and run ads and like, Aren't my ads working? What's going on? But we have to look at the metrics on the store. How much of that ad spend does it take for somebody to add to cart? That's a question you got to ask yourself. All right. How much of that ad spend does it take for a customer to get to the checkout page? That's a question you have to ask yourself, and you have to read into these numbers. All right. So with that being said, we need to pay attention because our ads could be wonderful. They could be doing great. But if our website isn't put together in the right way, then we're wasting money. We have a leaky funnel, right? And we have people that are leaving that website on different parts or different pages of that funnel. And then we don't know why if we don't read the numbers. So customer acquisition is extremely important. It's a way to bring new life into your business. You get new exposure. People are giving you a shot. They're giving you a chance. And what we have to do is make sure that we capitalize on that opportunity when somebody buys from us. We need to give them a good experience. We need to make sure that they're taken care of. We need to make sure that when they get their order, everything is packed in nice, is great presentation. We need to make sure that they get their order in a timely manner. These are all the things that come into place to get that customer to come back. And then, like I said a little bit earlier, the third way is get our customer to buy more frequently. So we want to pay attention to that. Okay. So that's customer acquisition. Now, before I go to the next two pieces, customer acquisition is always going to be the most expensive, and customer acquisition is always going to be the hardest thing to do. I'm not saying that it is expensive. I'm not saying that it's hard, but it's more expensive and it's harder than the latter two ways that I just mentioned to you. All right. And I'll explain why in a minute. But that's the first way, which is customer acquisition. All right. The next way is, how do we get our current customers that are already going to take action and purchase from us? How do we get them to buy more? All right. How do we get them to buy more things? So if they saw an ad with just one t-shirt on social media and they came and they loved the t-shirt and you had their size and they went to check out, what things can we do so when they get all the way to the purchase and they finish checking out, they don't just have that one t-shirt? We need to pay attention to that. That is one of the easiest ways to be able to increase our sales and increase our revenue for our businesses. But a lot of the times, people at the beginning stages, they totally neglect this. Now, what mechanisms can we put in place to ensure that this happens? Number one, people do bundles. Bundles is a great way to get people to buy more than what they intended to purchase at the very beginning. We can cross-sell, right? There's ways that we can cross-sell other products, whether it's in the same collection, whether it's the same exact product, or maybe it's another accessory or something that goes with the product that they already have. How can we cross-sell and get them to purchase more? The next thing after that is basically, how can we do pre-purchase upsells? A pre-purchase upsell is basically before they get to the checkout, what mechanisms can we get them put in place to offer them something else and get them to add that into our cart before they check out? Now, these are effective, right? Pre-purchase upsells are very effective. But what we also have is something called post-purchase upsells. All right. Now, post-purchase upsell is very, very powerful, because what happens at that point in time is the customer, they've already bought, they put in their credit card details, everything is good, they've checked out, they're expecting to get a receipt, get the thank you page, move on with their day. But what you're doing at that specific time is you're saying, hold up, before you go, here's this other shirt, here's this hoodie, here's this other object, here's this other item that you can buy. And the great thing about post-purchase upsells is that instead of them going all the way back through the process and entering in their information and their credit card and doing all of that again, all they have to do at that one point in time is click a quick button. That button charges their credit card. They move on. The purchase is done, as opposed to you having a $25 order. Depending on what you give them and what they buy, it could go up to $35, $40, $50, right? Based on that one specific tactic. And the beautiful thing about post-purchase upsells is that you have opportunities not only one time, but you might have 2 to 3 upsells that are right after that page. So whether they accept or whether they decline the very first upsell, you could show them something else. So you could show them something else, right? And it's a beautiful way to be able to increase your revenue, increase the sales, increase your margins, all from that one transaction. As I said before, what are we doing here? We're getting our current customers to buy more from us. I always talk about this. The prime example that I always use is if you go to McDonald's, you go to a fast food restaurant, if you order a hamburger, what are some of the things that they ask you? They ask you, do you want fries with your order? They ask you, if you get a medium drink, do you want a large drink? They ask you, do you want an apple pie to go with it, right? These are the things that they ask, and what they're doing is getting their customers to buy more. Same thing if you go to a department store, a grocery store, right, or a convenience store. Once you get up to the register or once you go to the aisle, what do you see? You got magazines, you have gum, you have drinks, little items where somebody was already going through and purchasing, but you have little items that they can add, that you can literally add to the cart, right? And then they end up leaving with more. It's a very great way to be able to increase your revenue and increase your t-shirt sales online. So I want you to keep that concept in mind. The third way to be able to increase your revenue and increase your t-shirt sales online is, how do we get our customers to purchase from us on a frequent basis? And this is one of the big things that especially people who are at the very beginning stages of their t-shirt brand, they just quite simply, they neglect, right? A lot of the times, I know for myself, when I first started out in e-commerce, I was like, man, I'm getting customers at $5 every time I spend ads. Let me try to get as many customers as possible. I want to get new customers, bring in the door. I just trying to run up my sales or run up my ads. But after that customer purchased from me the first time, I just let them sit. I didn't email them. I didn't send them promotions later on. None of that. I just let them sit, right? And a lot of the times, that's what people who are at the very beginning stages of their t-shirt brand journey, that's what they do. They focus on the front end sale, but they don't do anything to build the back end business. And that can be one of the worst things that you can do, because there is a pot of gold that is sitting on the back end of your business. And when you don't build that back end, you're just missing out on, you leaving money on the table. Honestly, you're just leaving money on the table. So with that being said, what we do is, when we're talking about the back end of the business and getting people to buy from us, again, that is a term called lifetime value. So what we do is we take the customer journey, how long they have been with us over a period of time. And what we want to do is say, okay, if I look at my customers, right, and there's ways to pull reports and things like this on your store, on your email platform, a lot of different ways. But you could say, like, okay, if I look at 90 to 120 days on average, how much do these customers purchase from me over that period of time? And say, for instance, maybe the average order for your store is like $25. All right. So when somebody buys from me, it's $25. So if you look at that over a 90-day period and say, okay, the average they order from me is $25, you're doing something wrong. You're not offering them different things. What we want to do is we want to take that first order, give them a great experience, and then get them to buy from us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as many times as we possibly can to increase that average order value. So what we should see is that initial purchase being $25, but if we look up 120 days, maybe they spent $200 with us. And we do that because we have systems in place to offer new products. We do drops. We have promotions for holidays. We come up with new bundles, right? We have subscription. One of the very best ways to be able to do this, and a lot of t-shirt brands don't do this. I don't even do this, right? This is something that I haven't done in the past, right, frequently, but in 2021, it's something that I am looking to do. And basically, how do we get our customers on subscription? Recurring revenue is the holy grail. Being able to get somebody to put in their information, subscribe, and then automatically bill them on a monthly basis, that's the holy grail. Because at that point in time, it's not so much about, All I got to do is chase customers, chase customers, chase customers. You're getting customers, but those customers are opting in and they're spending with you on a frequent and recurring basis. All right. So the back end of the business is so powerful. The other thing about the back end is that when you're selling to them again and again and again on the back end, it doesn't cost much to get back in front of that customer. Remember, if we're acquiring customers, we're spending ad dollars to get in front of them. We have to pay Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Snapchat just to get our brands noticed and seen. That is why it costs more. But what happens when we have that customer on the back end? Basically, we have their email address, we have their phone number, we can send email promos, we can send text promos. There's ways to send push notifications. There's so many ways to get back in front of that customer that doesn't cost us. So everything after that first purchase is just gravy. It's icing on the cake. All right. So these are the things that I really want you to think about, right? Especially if you're at the very beginning of your t-shirt brand journey. Of course, number one, getting new customers to come into the door. That is the lifeblood of what we have going on. We have to get new customers to come in, right? But we don't want to just stop there. We want our current customers, even if they're first time, second time, whatever it is, whoever is going towards that checkout on your store, we want them to buy more from you. Cross sales, bundles, pre-purchase upsells, post-purchase upsells. And then after we have them, they're in our database, how can we get that customer to come back? How can we expand, increase that lifetime value and get them to purchase from us on a frequent basis? And that is the holy grail. Hey, y'all, I'm pretty much done. That's everything. I hope that you found a lot of value from this. If you are interested in joining the T-Shirt Millionaires Mastermind, if you want support, if you want mentorship, if you want guidance, I would love for you to be a part of the family. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. Go down to the comments. There's a link. You can sign up for one of the web classes. I look forward to speaking with you. And if it is a good fit, you could be a part of the T-Shirt Millionaires family as we grow for 2021. Many, many blessings. Thank you so much for the whole T-Shirt Millionaires tribe. I look forward to the next one. And until then, remember, if you can see it in your mind's eye, one day you'll be able to see it with your real eyes. Peace. Y'all be cool.